Over this season of joy, collecting bikes for underprivileged children has been a work of joy for Short Hills resident Adam Hennick, who founded a nonprofit organization named Good Goes Around. Good Goes Around helps recycle gently used children's bicycles to those less fortunate. Mr. Hennick came up with the idea 3 years ago while working at the University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey in Newark. The hospital was hosting its annual holiday party for children who were born at the hospital, most of whom live in the inner city. The party generated lots of new toy donations for the children from major toy stores, but Hennick decided to clean up some of the bicycles that his family didn't use anymore and donate those too. Mr. Hennick said, "To see the look on these kids' faces when my kids and I wheeled in these bikes was just unbelievable." After the party, the doctor running the event told Hennick that his bikes were the hit of the party. Hennick decided that in a town like Short Hills, there must be thousands of bikes gathering dust in people's basements, so he approached High Gear Cyclery with locations in Millburn and Sterling and asked them if they could repair the bikes and serve as a Millburn collection site. Shop owner Roan Lewis agreed to offer a discount on the purchase of a new bike in exchange for a trade-in, and Good Goes Around was born. In its first year, the organization collected 115 bikes. The second year, they collected 150, and this year, they collected 550. Hennick noted, "It's just grown exponentially and been an absolute non-brainer and the perfect charitable model. Everything that's donated winds up in hands of the people who he is trying to help." He also said the whole operation runs on a $200 a year, which he pays himself, and that they have been so successful that they now have a chapter in Mercer County that collects bikes for children in the Trenton area and another chapter in Westchester that collects for Yonkers children. And soon, some of the bikes will be going overseas. Hennick is partnering with the HomeTowne Africa program to donate adult bicycles to healthcare workers who care for HIV patients in Botswana and Namibia. To learn more about Good Goes Around, go to the group's website at ggaround.org. HomeTowne TV's Patty Richards was able to interview some of the founders of Good Goes Around. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Patty Richards at Millburn's bicycle store, High Gear Cyclery, with the owner, Roan Lewis, and Adam Hennick from Good Goes Around. So welcome to HomeTowne TV.
Thank you.
And I want to ask you, can you tell us about Good Goes Around?
Sure. We're an organization that started about 4 years ago. We collect gently used bicycles, bring them into High Gear where they graciously repair them, and then we have the Community Food Bank in New Jersey who picks them up, stores them, and then distributes them through local nonprofit organizations to kids who could use the bicycles. And that was our first chapter here in Essex County, and it's now grown where we have 4 chapters. A chapter down in Mercer County, a chapter that's now starting in Hudson County, and a chapter up in Westchester County in New York.
Well, that's a nice expansion. And then how did you first start working with Roan Lewis?
Well, when we started the idea, I live in Short Hills, and I'm a frequent flyer at this bike shop, and thought, you know, this is a great place. It's a hub for cyclists in the community, good place to start. And I spoke to Roan, and Roan embraced the idea immediately, and I'll let you start from there. But
Yeah, the first year working with Adam, we were repairing bikes and storing them in the basement and then transferring them to Adam's basement. And we got to thinking about the kids' side of things. And there are a lot of kids whose families just can't afford bikes, and especially at Christmas time. And both of our stores are in well-to-do communities.
Your second store is in Sterling?
Is in Sterling.
Okay.
And we thought about kids grow faster than bikes wear out. So we put together a kids trade-up program. And in doing so, it reduces the cost of the kid's bike to the parent at Christmas time. So what we did was really an extension of Adam's basic idea. And that is that we took the bike in and trade. It lowered the price of the bike. And then we donated the bike to Good Goes Around so that they could be distributed to children who are less fortunate.
Yeah, it's such a great organization. It works well when everybody's
and it exponentially increased the number of bikes this year. I mean, we had collected in year 1 130 bikes, year 2 150, and this year, just in the Essex chapter, we did about 500 plus bikes.
Yeah.
300 of them probably coming from the trade-up program that Ron initiated. So it's a great idea, and it's a way to keep kids in touch with cycles. You know, the people get bikes, they ride them a few times, they put them in the garage, and then they run and play their video games. And,
Right.
you know, if we want to keep kids healthy, there's no better way, I think, than cycling.
And so, how do you get most of your bikes? Is it through the trade-up program, or do people just come and, you know,
Trade
them
up,
off?
and also people dropping them off here. And now this year we also had people-sponsored events. We had several synagogues, the Basking Ridge Public School, and the Chatham Green Fair all did either charity or green days where they collected bicycles, and we would go and pick the bicycles up, bring them back, and then repair them and get them to the community food bank in New Jersey. So a lot of moving parts, a lot of people interested, and
Good.
you know, we think this is the basis for potentially a national program based on the same model of getting bikes in local communities into the local bike shops, getting them repaired, and then through nonprofit agencies dealing with the unfortunate or underprivileged kids, getting the bikes into their hands.
So right now it's in four
Counties.
chapters of it,
Right.
and so what do you need to get it even expanded further?
Well, you know, we all have full-time jobs and families and other responsibilities. I really, at this point, could use potentially a retired individual who has business experience who could come in and then help take it to the next level. I mean, it's going great, and it, on its own, momentum will grow. But I think if somebody was devoted to it, you know, 15, 20 hours a week, potentially,
Yeah.
it could really become a national program.
I think it could too.
Yeah, as the owner, how has it affected your business here?
Well, it's a positive impact in that you can't just take. You should be giving back to the community, and seeing kids on bikes is really a great thing. These days, I think parents are reluctant to let the kids off the school bus, and it's, I think, hindered kids' recreational time and active time. So to be able to put bikes in the hands of kids and let them have the same joys that we had growing up, where it lets you go all over the neighborhood and all over the place, and it expands your horizons, and it's a very healthy activity, and on top of all of that.
Which communities have benefited the most from receiving the bikes?
Well,
We've significant numbers of programs in Newark. One of the initial programs we worked with was Kids Corporation that runs after-school enrichment programs throughout the school system in Newark, and they would use the bikes as gifts for kids who graduated the enrichment programs. We've now donated bikes to the Boys and Girls Bike Exchange in Ewing, which sells the bikes and donates all the money to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Mercer County. So, you know, in the Westchester chapter, it's a foster care program that's run in Yonkers. So, I mean, there are kids in lots of communities that are benefiting off of this, and it's just a joy for me, quite frankly. I get more joy out of this than my full-time gig. Of course, I hope my boss isn't watching that.
I know. And is it expanding to another country too?
We are, the adult bikes that we get donated, we are in discussions with HomeTowne to take those bikes to Namibia and Ghana to provide them for healthcare workers to get to their clients in rural communities. So we're pretty close to finishing up that relationship and starting to export bikes to Africa for those programs.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Ron and Adam, very much. We appreciate all the volunteerism that you've put into the Good Goes Around.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, now back to the studio.